Welcome back to another episode of Caveman Mods. Today, we'll be talking about the truck. Of course, it's all we got to talk about these days. Anyways, we did a little bit of work to the truck yesterday we did as much as we could, and we got a little bit done to it last weekend. Not a whole heck of a lot. Got a package in the mail yesterday, and of course I did open it up. I guess we're going to kind of do an unboxing, reveal to you what I got for the truck, and go from there. Alright, so I'm going to start off with basically the wiring in the truck, since that's pretty much where I left you guys off last time. I'll let you know where I'm at with it, how far I've gotten with it. I've basically got a big majority of it sorted out already, so I mean, let me flip you guys around here, you can take a look. Alright, here we go. So this is for my lights, my headlights. This switch right here is the headlights. Of course, I got all my air lines, everything routed up through here for the time being. They're over in this area because I don't really have any electrical work to do over there. It looks pretty good over there, actually. So of course I'm gonna get it all cleaned up inside here, get all this dirt and dust out of here. But so I've got figured out that this light, or this wire right here, goes to my parking lights or my running lights. And this one goes to my marker lights. And then we got this wire right here. The reason this is hooked up to this wire currently is because it goes to the headlight switch. This has got a power coming off the headlight switch, but that's just temporary. I got all my grounds ran on the truck. We'll get to that momentarily. So last night I got a spare torpedo light here. Let me get up here and show you what I'm talking about when I say torpedo light. These lights right here on top of the truck, they look like little torpedoes, I guess. So I got a spare one. When I bought the set, it came with one extra one. But so what I've got going on up here is it took me a little while to figure out why I couldn't get these to work. And when I pulled the spare one out and put power to it, it didn't work the way I would imagine. I know in this truck that the white is power, the black is ground. Well, sorry, let me get you guys up here. I'm sorry. The white is power, the black is ground. Typical. So that's the right way. Anyways, so I was trying to get it to work, and when I installed these, I just went ahead and hooked them up. I would have figured it would have been white to white, black to black. I never even gave it a second thought as to why I couldn't get these lights to work. I mean, I was trying everything. I couldn't get nothing up there. So when I hooked that one up yesterday and didn't do anything, I flipped it around and hooked it up backwards. It came on. So I unhooked one of them yesterday, and up here on top of the roof, hooked it up backwards. Got some power to it, which this is the power that's going to it. Yep, this is it right here. So that's where I got that power running off of the headlight switch right now. That's just temporary. It's not going to be there forever. In case you guys were wondering, this bus bar right here, it's temporary. I can leave it in there, but the reason it's there is because I know this wire connects to that wire. You can kind of get a gist of where these wires have been cut, where they go. These are so close to one another that that's where they go. Same with, let's say, this wire here. Where's it at? Boom. See, I got this wire here. It's right here on this same harness. It goes right there. For some reason there's a little section cut out of it, but you would know that that's where it goes. And then I got this wire back here. I don't know where it goes currently, but we're gonna find that out. But for the most part, I've got all this separated. These wires, I'm still trying to figure out exactly where they go. So these are the only ones that I don't have separated. And then this is the only one that I don't have connected still. This is my headlights. I'm still fooling with that. But for the rest of them, I mean, you can see that I got them tied together all the way down there. And that's the first part of trying to figure all this stuff out, is get it all cleaned up first. Once you get it all cleaned up, then you can start tracing them down. And in the long run, we're going to get through here and eliminate all these wires that I have in here. This truck originally came with a Cummins big cam, or a Cummins 444, and they pulled it out and put the big cam 400 in. So the 444 is a little bit more electronic friendly, or whatever. There's more electronics on that engine than there is the current one I have. The one I got's completely a manual engine. So anyways, there's a big portion of the wiring harness up there on the engine that I'm gonna get rid of, you know, and a lot of it is to a bunch of these right here, I'm sure. So I got all the gauges over here. Let me get all this moved back over here. It's for my windshield wipers. That is for the spotlight. Yep, boom. I need to put new tags on them already. But yeah, this bar don't even have any power running to it yet, so this is fine. This wire doesn't have any power running to it. I got a dead fuse in it right now. But that's supposed to go in there and power that up, and that's what turns all these gauges on, gives them their constant power. So I mean, I got them all separated. I know it don't really look like it, but I got each and every one of them zip tied the way they should be. I need to figure out where this is going to go, but I've got them separated, so you can see I got the wires right here for all the power for the gauge itself tied together, and then I got for the light, I got those tied together separately. And I just got that harness zip tied to that harness because that's where these ones go, and so on and so forth. And I've got all of them tied together all the way down through there. And of course, I know you guys see this big old wire sitting over here. Somebody's gonna be asking, what is that all about? So I'll go ahead and get to it. This right here is a ground cable. One of the ones I installed yesterday. I'm gonna bolt this straight up to the dash. Up here, this big aluminum bar runs all the way across. And a bunch of stuff is actually grounded on this dash, so that's the perfect spot for me to run a really good ground to. This is 0 gauge, New Concepts wire. If you guys are into car audio or anything, I highly recommend you check out New Concepts. They are a really great company, customer service friendly. They handle their business over there. Highly recommend you go check them out. newconcepts.com. That's New Concepts with a K. They do not sponsor this video. I'm telling you that right now. If they would, that would be awesome, but I doubt it. So I've already paid for all that stuff. Maybe they get me on the next one. Anyways, so since we're talking about the grounds, we'll get out here and I'll show you exactly what we've done. And we might as well start right here. I believe in a lot of grounds, so I got this on the sleeper back here in the back, the front corner on the passenger side. This is one of my grounds right here. It's 0 gauge, 1/0, whatever you want to call it. Grounded straight over to there. I need to shoot some clear coat over them so they don't get corroded. There wasn't a ground there. I just put that one there. I want as many as possible. Let's see here. Well, my apologies guys. I was gonna look for the wire that originally was right here in this spot. It was just a little thin ribbon wire. So you see, this is our new connection here. They originally had a ribbon wire right here on the back side of this bolt right here, which they did have the courtesy enough, or the sense enough to put it between the plastic and the metal and the body. Didn't have it cleaned up, and these are actually held in with rib nuts, so you're not getting a secure connection to the body, you're getting a connection to the rib nut, which 9 times out of 10 comes loose from the body, or with the base they're gonna all come loose. So anyways, got this wire running down to here. Now you're asking yourself why that one back there was blue. It's because I had some spare wire. You know, I'm gonna put the little cab extenders on here, and you're never gonna see that. So, but we did put the black ones up here in the front because you will see these ones. This is the wire that I'm gonna be running for my power wire. This is 4/0 cable. It's not hooked up, it's all New Concepts. It's gonna be running to my alternator right here. And you guys are gonna have to stay tuned to see what kind of alternator I'm getting, but it's pretty nice. So, but yeah, all that 4/0 wire, I got a whole bunch more in the house that we're gonna run into this truck. Go around this way. And we got another ground right here. Now, we siliconed this one, and I'll tell you why here. It's because we also siliconed on the inside, on the threads themselves. We went straight through the body. This was a riv nut at one point where it had the cover that went over this entire piece right here. And what happened was it broke off at some point in time. Somebody just pulled it off or whatever, I don't know. This whole mess will be fixed up here soon, so it's not gonna look like this, but anyways, so I got a good connection on this, if you're asking. It's, you can't hardly see it because all the silicone, but it goes down through here, and then boom, right there. Bolts in right there. So I got that one right there. It's all the same size, also black in the front. And then I got one more. I'll see. Well, since I was talking about that one, we'll stick here with that for a second. And I don't know how good you guys are going to see this, but so of course we got the body cleaned up the best we could. And I don't know if you can see that down there on the bottom. I need to get all this cleaned up. I'll get it cleaned up. I know you guys, it's nasty looking. I hadn't been back in there until yesterday, but you can see it down there, right there. We ran another wire. We bolted it on this side. Got nylock bolts, all stainless steel. You see the blue wire there. So I got a good ground there to the body, good connection on both sides. And then that's where this wire comes into play. This is going to be grounded straight to the that little frame that's in there. And of course, this is my battery box. So, leading up to something here, guys, if you don't mind sticking around. You know, I'm leading up to what I got in the mail. So, anyways, these are the batteries. There's only 3 batteries in the truck. There's supposed to be 4. There's room right here for one more, you can see. And we'll get to that in just a moment. So these are the wires that I got running from the alternator over there that are not hooked up yet. But power, ground. Anyways, this will all be cleaned up. You see on most of these big trucks how many electronics are ran over here to the batteries. You know, this truck is not that technical. This is all it is these wires. Right here, the ground wire that's hooked up, and right here, the power wire that's hooked up. That's how simple this truck is. So that's why I said the wiring up here is not going to be that difficult. It's just cleaning it up is what's going to be the hardest part. But anyways, let's get over here to this ground back here. Goes to this back corner of the cab. And if you're asking yourself why go through all the trouble, they did have a ground right here. They had one up in the front up here by the distribution block up there on the firewall. But I just went a lot bigger because I firmly believe in grounds. You know, you can never have too many grounds. So let me pause this and I'll get right back to you guys in just a minute here. All right, guys, I'm back. So firm believer in grounds. You know, you got to have plenty of grounds. By the way, I'm all over the place sometimes. You got to forgive me. A little dyslexic at times. I gotta tag these wires up here, the ones that I found. I found out which one was the windshield wiper washer fluid motor. I got that one found yesterday, and then I also got the other one found for the tail lights, or the hazards. I got that one found in there also. I skipped that part, but anyway, so we got all the grounds covered. Firm believer in grounds. You know, you can't really go too far. It's never going to work against you. Plus, you guys already know that I'm putting some car audio in here, so it's going to have some pretty big subwoofers, and they're going to do pretty good. At least I hope so. And hopefully not too good where it tears the truck up, because I do need to work that truck, so we're going to see how that turns out. So we're going to get to what we got here today in the mail. Well, what I got in the mail yesterday, but what I need to reveal to you guys today. It was just too hot to do anything yesterday. I was dying, so we'll get to it, and here it is. This is what we got. I know you guys don't know what it is, but we'll get to it here in just a second. But I want you to know that this truck is slightly heavy. It's not super duper heavy, but you know, all the weight that I'm putting in this truck with all the walls and everything that I'm putting up on the interior, or for the interior, it's going to be 3/4 inch plywood. So a lot of people are going to be like, ah, you're adding too much weight, this and that. And yeah, you're right. I am adding a bunch of weight to this truck, but at the same time, I'm taking a bunch of weight off. Okay. I know I'm beating around the bush. My apologies. I'll get back to it in just a second. But this right here alone probably weighed about 120 pounds. It's pretty big. and that's what they had holding the spare tire. This tire is sitting right here. They had that sitting up there, bolted to the frame up there. And I'm taking these steps off, taking this off. I'm gonna put a flat piece of maybe diamond plate or something right here. I gotta get the frame painted, but we'll get to that later on in life. Anyways, let's see, let's get over here. Let's see, I got this set up right here. And we'll go ahead and show you what I got in the mail. But the reason I got this sitting over here is because I wanted to show you guys how heavy one of these batteries are. Now, take it, this is a lead acid battery. I did not take this battery out of my truck. I had this battery extra laying over from a crane that I had at one point. But I want you to see how heavy this battery is. Lead acid and AGM batteries are typically heavier, maybe 15, 20 pounds, whatever, but they're all about the same exact size. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this scale kind of sucks actually, but I wanted to show you what the weight was. $62.4 pounds. Okay. So imagine 4 of those. Alright, give me 1 second here, and I'm going to put this entire box on there because this is my battery. And we're going to do a size comparison to that, but you'll see in just a second. Alright guys, you can see right there. Well, hold on, I may have to do it again. Hold on. Alright guys, as you can see, it's 35.2 pounds. Well, you can see it right there. It was 35.2 pounds. Okay, now the 35.2 pounds, remember that. Sorry, it's difficult doing this with one hand. I should have did this when I opened the video, or before I started recording again. But anyways, this is the batteries right here. Now these are pretty big. These are a good size. And well, I got this battery sitting right here. Everybody should know what a Group 31 AGM is, or about the size of a big 18-wheeler battery. But as you can see, that's just the same width of that battery. Alright, now these right here are studs on the end, and the reason being because it's all in Chinese, but this side is positive, this side is negative. If you couldn't have figured that out already, that's how batteries work. So I'm going to go ahead and take all these, and I'm going to lay these out and explain to you how these work. I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so here you have, these are Yinlong 40AH 2.3 volt cells. Each one is 40 AH. I got them from a guy doing a group buy on Facebook. I believe he ordered them through Scotty Johnson at Excess Power. So I mean, these are really good batteries. And if you don't believe me, hold on just. So here I got them from Excess Power. And let me see here, 2.3 volt cells. Yeah, the packing is 216 bucks. They come from China. Got my finger over the address, so there ain't nothing else left in the box. But anyway, so I got them all laid out here like this. I wanted to kind of explain to you what you could do with these. So each cell is 2.3 volts, and you take these cells, you run them in series. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. You know, you run them positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Well, that didn't turn out right, but something like that. Anyways, you run positive to negative right here on this side, and then positive to negative right here, positive to negative. Yeah, I got this side already laid out like that. My bad. Negative to positive, these two. So you would have, this is where you would hook up all your power to your battery, this positive terminal right here. Okay. So this is where you hook up all your power. You go negative to positive, negative to positive, negative to positive, negative to positive, and negative to positive. And then right here is where the rest of your power would come out, which would be the positive side, or the negative side. So you hook up all your power there. Now, what you do is you run this bank the same exact way, and you stack them either on top of each other or side by side. You know, if anybody was ever really wanting a size comparison as to how big these are to an actual battery, I mean, they're pretty small. These are just a little bit longer for 6 of them, because it takes 6 to make a 12-volt bank, and it'll charge. Your resting volts will be at 14.8 with this whole setup right here. Actually, with one it should be, but you double up because you want to double up your amp hours, your amperage. So anyways, this will be about a 14.8 volts when the truck is off, just sitting there. This thing should crank up all the time. Plus I should have about 3,000 cold cranking amps out of this setup right here. This is going to replace 4 of these batteries, or the 3 that's in on that side. There should be 4 on that side of the truck over there, you know, on the other side. There should be 4, but this whole setup right here, of course, I got to build it all, put it all together, build a box and everything to set it all in. But it should eventually, here, let me get this camera flipped around. So it should be just about a little bit bigger than one battery. You know, like I said, it's just the one battery. You have one bank side by side, and or however you want to put it. You can even lay it like that right there. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, it's however you want to do it. But this whole setup right here is equivalent to 8 AGM batteries. So with the truck only really requiring 4 batteries, because there's not really much electronics in this truck, but 3 batteries was fairly sufficient for that truck. And I'm replacing everything with all LED lights, so that'll be even more efficient. You know, when it's all said and done, this setup right here, plus the alternator that I'm going to put in, we're going to be having a substantial source of power. Now I'm putting my subwoofers in the truck. I'm putting 2 2,000 watt amps in it, 2 100 by 4 amps, so they're 400 watts each. And then I'm putting the power inverter in there. It's going to be anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 watts. The one I got now is 2,000. I'll probably run with it, but that only leaves us a little spare, I don't know, 1,600, 1,800, 700, somewhere in there. And of course all my lights, everything like that. Now you got to also take into consideration the lights on the trailer. You know, they also take power. So this has actually been really broken down and done in a way that was going to be as cheap as possible without really overdoing it. Now I'd have overdone it on the wire. I do say that, you know, like I said, I've only got a 4,000 watt system essentially, and that's at 100% efficiency. That's never going to happen. So, one bank would have done me just fine for this truck, this whole setup, this whole build. But I wanted extra power, and I want room to upgrade later on if I feel that I can, or if I want to. I want to put 4 18s and go crazy with it, you know. I may do that. So yes, in case you didn't know, I'm putting 2 18-inch Crescendo audio woofers in here. They're the Forte series. They're not the Crescendo Contraltos. I was going to say that for another video, but you know, you guys will see. I'll do another video on them anyways. But so that's where we're at with the truck. I haven't really sat back and done a whole hell of a lot with it. It's been really hot out here, but trying to get the rest of this dash finished. I got those lights up there done. Got the lights on the back of the tractor done. So I need to tackle these lights on the front up here. And eventually I'm going to get me a tripod so I can get you guys set up and I can have you guys shooting while, or you know, shooting video while I'm actually sitting there working. In case you haven't already, like, share, subscribe if you like this video. If not, hell, comment on there to piss off and stop making videos. It doesn't matter what you got to say. You know, we're all here to have fun, learn a little bit of something. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know, I'm not going to hurt my feelings. So, like it, thumbs down it, do something. Share it, subscribe it, share it and tell everybody don't watch it. That'd be good. You guys have a nice day. I'll see you on my next video.